It's me? Yeah, I know it's been a while. And if you're wondering, hey, what took you so long? Where have you been? All this and all that. Well, I had computer problems. That's all I got. Alright. So yes, I did not have any videos for June, July, and now I'm in August. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make probably 6 to 8 videos for August to try and catch up. There are some things I've been wanting to do, want to talk about. I have a few movie reviews to do. I have a top 5 or 2 to give you. And I'll probably go back to talking about wrestling. So without further ado, this is the first of 3 movie reviews I'm going to be doing. This is about Avengers, Age of Ultron. Now I'm going to tell you what I liked about the movie, what I thought were some of the weaker parts of the movie, and also what I'm hopeful for in the future, because I view the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe as one giant movie, and we have just ended the second act of that movie with Avengers 2. So, let's get down to this. What I liked about Avengers, first of all, was the actors themselves. They were really good, and they had really good chemistry. When you see Captain America, Thor, and Iron Man just talking, they don't even have to be out in the field, just interacting with each other. It's really good. It's pretty funny at times. And one of my favorite scenes in the movie has nothing to do with an action scene. It's when they talk about Thor's hammer, because it came across almost like us fans talking about it. Well, what do you mean you have to be worthy of it? Come on, it's a lie, isn't it? It's BS. It's only you can do it. So I like that scene. And even when, I think it's in the trailers too, he puts the hammer on the table. So before I continue, I'm trying not to spoil anything too big, even though the movie's been out for months. So if I do spoil something, my bad. Sorry about that. So when he puts the hammer on the table, and he said, "Okay, try it. If you're worthy, you can pick it up." And seeing them interact like that was pretty cool. I liked that. I thought Chris Hemsworth and Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr. had really good chemistry together. I really liked it. It was nice to see them talk about the effects from the last movie. This is something I liked about Iron Man 3. They actually talk about it and even show, Tony Stark kind of freaking out over it, because, you have something like that happen, you're going to be freaking out, and it's always going to be in the back of your mind. So I like that a lot. The action sequences, a lot of fun. I'm an action movie fan. I have been for decades. I'm on board with the action scenes. I know some people who are kind of purists don't like all the CGI, but I do, because it was done well in this movie. I really liked it. And when they introduced the 2 new characters, the Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver, I liked it. I liked those 2 characters. They definitely got in the comics of they are brother and sister. They look out for each other. It was really cool to see, and they explained who they were without saying they're mutants, because of the whole Fox and Marvel thing going on. You can't say that they're mutants, all that stuff. But the way they explained who they were was really good, and their backstory was quick, simple, and it made you say, wow, so that's why they're doing it. And it made sense, and you start to care a little bit about these characters. Now, as far as them, I'm looking forward to seeing what Scarlet Witch does in the next movies. As far as Quicksilver, I don't know how I felt about him, comparing him to the Quicksilver we got in the X-Men Days of Future Past, because that was a different timeline. It's a different Quicksilver. He's younger in that one. But I kind of like this one. I like them both. So there's no real debate on who's better, who's the one you'd want to see more of. So now, the other thing about it was that it was definitely just like second act of the movie, leading up to the final act. There's a lot of stuff hidden there, and some stuff not so hidden, that was like, okay, so that's what they're going to be doing in the future, this and that. And Ultron himself, I kind of enjoyed. He was not as good as Loki, but come on, Tom Hiddleston, he owned that role. So nobody goes, if you're going to say, well, the movie's not as good because they didn't have Tom Hiddleston in it, because Loki is so much cooler than Ultron. Sorry, bro. It's a good movie, and Tom Hiddleston not being in it doesn't ruin the movie. Also, I gotta mention Stan Lee. I'm starting to think that people just go into the movies looking for Stan Lee, and Marvel is like, you know what? People are looking for Stan Lee in these movies. Let's just put him out there early so that people will see him and they go, hey, it's Stan Lee, and then we can have them enjoy the rest of the movie, because he's been showing up earlier and earlier in these movies. If you noticed, I know I have. After the first Avengers movie, he's been showing up a lot earlier. So, yeah, I enjoy the Stan Lee cameos. I do like the theory that, well, you know what? I'm not going to talk about that theory. I'll save it for another day. I'll save it for another day. So, let's get to what I didn't like about this movie, what those weak points in the movie. First of all, crowbar. Yeah, crowbar. You know what I'm talking about. If you saw me, you know what I'm talking about. Hulk and Black Widow, it was beyond just crowbar. They grabbed Thor's hammer, they picked it up off the table, and just started bam, bam, trying to force that crowbar into this movie. It didn't need it. It was dumb. It was completely took away from the story, and it did nothing to develop the characters. I cared about both those characters enough without needing to have this stupid crowbar into this movie. It didn't work, and I hated it. And you know what? When I talk to my family about this, and even some of my friends, they say, we knew you would hate that. But none of them can tell me I'm wrong to hate it. Nobody can tell me I'm wrong to hate it. Because it just sucked. Also, Hawkeye. Some people like him. I didn't care all that much about Hawkeye. It's a little late to make me care about Hawkeye right now. I'm not. Maybe I'll care about him later, and if he shows up in other movies. But I didn't care about Hawkeye. Hawkeye's not that interesting. They try. Here's the thing, though. Here's why the Black Widow character and the Hawkeye character are, when caring about them, they're like this. They're like that. Yeah, kind of like that. Because when we first see Black Widow, she's an undercover agent in Iron Man 2. You see how she can kick ass. You see her as an agent and able to infiltrate. With Hawkeye, and when we saw him in Thor, he did nothing. He did nothing. And then in Avengers, we saw a lot more of Black Widow showing her abilities, and Hawkeye was just mind controlled. And now in this one, yeah, it was not. And not to mention, you saw Black Widow in Captain America: Winter Soldier, and you got to see her interacting with, Captain America and Steve Rogers. That was really good. I liked that, and I think I said it in my review of that movie too. So I cared a lot more about Black Widow when they showed the scene where everybody's getting zapped by the Scarlet Witch. I liked that scene with her, and they showed how a little bit of her backstory, and it kind of made me want to see a Black Widow movie. We're probably not going to get it, unfortunately. But hopefully we'll at least get Wonder Woman. I'll talk about that another day. Also, the thing that's interesting about this is that these movies, since they're so interconnected, you don't know which movies you have to watch. And so this is one thing not really a fan of, particularly with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, because Ant-Man just came out, and I don't care about Ant-Man. I read some of the comics on Ant-Man. Ant-Man is not interesting to me at all, but it's like, do I have to watch this movie to get something good? Is it like a post-credit scene? By the way, post-credit scene in this one, spoiler alert, there is none. There you go. But, spoiler alert, there is a mid-credit scene So mid-credit scene. So check that out. I liked it. It was fun. I won't tell you what it is, but for the most part, it's like, where do we go from here? And not to mention, there's some sort of this. Okay, now let's get into what I want to see for the future. If you remember my review, you probably don't because nobody watches this. Anyways, nobody watches my videos. If you remember my review of Guardians of the Galaxy, I said Thanos has to get an Infinity Stone. He has to get one. Somebody has to fail to secure an Infinity Stone. And I said it would be a good one would be the Guardians of the Galaxy. Upon further review, I think it would be even better if Thor failed to get a stone. If Thanos kicked Thor's ass, because Thor, let's be honest, he'd been through the ringer a couple times, but never to the point where he was like left laying prone on the ground. The opponent never really left him just lying there defeated. So to see that from Thanos was secure that this guy is a badass, and oh man, not even Thor, the Avengers' big gun could handle him. That's what I would like to see that in the third Thor movie. As far as Civil War goes, I don't know what's going to happen, especially with the tension between Steve Rogers and Tony Stark. It would be interesting to see where that leads to in the Civil War movie. Inhumans, maybe I'll check it out. I don't know too much about Inhumans, so I can go in and just enjoy the movie as it is. Ant-Man, I don't care about Ant-Man, but I have a bad feeling if I don't see it, I will miss something. Black Panther, maybe I'll check that one out. It'd be interesting. I did read a little bit of Black Panther, not too much, so I can go in and just enjoy the movie as it is. Yeah, so that's my review of Age of Ultron, Avengers Age of Ultron. All in all, I liked it. I really did. It was a solid movie. It was a lot of fun. If you can skip to that BS crowbar, if they come out with the version where that's all cut out of the movie and just leave the good stuff in, yeah, I'll be fine with it. But other than that, and well, with Hawkeye, maybe I can care about him in a later movie, but for right now, it's too late to get me to care about Hawkeye. Other than that, I enjoyed this movie quite a bit. It was a lot of fun. James Spader as the voice of Ultron, he did well. And I am looking forward to some of the movies coming out for the third act of the Marvel Cinematic Universe and this Marvel movie. So, what do you think? Did you like it? Let me know. What was your favorite part of the movie? Did you actually like the crowbar crap they put in that movie? If so, let me know. Alright. That's all I got. I'll see you soon. It won't be another 2.5 months, alright? I promise. So, until then, later.